Hello, welcome to Class Technologies. In today's video of this basic connectors, we are going to discuss how we can do the content-based routing by using choice router available in MuleSoft. Okay, to demonstrate that, I have just built a basic flow. Okay, first let me explain this basic flow, then we can do the actual implementation for choice router. So, what is basically a content-based routing? So based on particular input variable or particular data, we would like to invoke the particular flow. Let's say, for example, if we have two flows, for example, one second. Yeah. Let's say, for example, we have two flows. One is English language, another is for French language. Okay. So if you would like to display the content in terms of English language, we need to invoke the English PDF file. If you would like to display the French language, you need to invoke that flow which is having French file, right? So that is our requirement. Maybe in your real-time scenarios also, you might have observed few websites. If you would like to translate that something to another language, to one language to another language, you need to once click on that language, it will display that whole content in that particular language which you have selected. So based on that language parameter here, or based on particular username, let's say if we are going to send a username as your query parameter, so based on that username we would like to invoke one particular flow. Okay, let's try with this username, then we will look into this language thing, how we can route it. Okay, to do that we should have one username as a query parameter. I mean, while invoking this endpoint, you need to send one query parameter using username. So based on the query parameter value which we are sending here, based on that value, we need to capture that value here in our flow. We need to route. I mean, we need to invoke that particular flow. Okay. So before implementing the choice router, let's see what is this basic flow is doing. It's very simple flow. Just try to understand. So this is a HTTP listener I have, as we did for another flows as well. So this is a basic HTTP listener. Here I have given the path as routing. Okay, and my path is, sorry, port is 8775. Okay, then I had one uh, data view here to capture that username. Okay, so this username is nothing but a query parameter here in your endpoint. So whenever you send some value for this query parameter, I need to capture this query parameter and I need to save that value into particular variable. So here I have created one variable like username, and I am capturing the username query parameter from your request. So whenever you send a request, or even whenever you trigger this endpoint, it will take this username as a query parameter. In Mule 4, you need to read query parameters in this format. All attributes, I mean all the query parameters, URI parameters, HTTP headers, everything will be available under attributes object. So you need to capture this attributes dot query parameters, and this is the actual query parameter name. So in our case, username is our query parameter. So you need to provide username as query parameter. So once you captured this by using this syntax, it will create, we have created one variable here by using data view. We are capturing that username value here. Okay, then I had one simple logger just to display that username, and I have another data view where I have just just adding some message dynamically, like so once you trigger this flow, it will take that username, it will print that variable in your console. Also, it will send some response in this format like welcome, that username value which you have sent, I mean which you have sent from your request, then MuleSoft training. So if I have sent Lakshmi here, you will get a response like welcome Lakshmi MuleSoft training. Okay. So that's in that way we can form this. So this is a string. This is a append variable. Sorry, append syntax. If you would like to append something to your actual payload, you need to use this double plus as a syntax. So this where dot username, I mean that username is coming dynamically. This welcome and mule training are the string messages, static messages. That's why I have given this as a hard coded value, and I have included the username from the variables here. Okay, so let's first deploy this and test this without choice router. Then let's see how we can use the actual choice router. Okay, so it is getting my application is already deployed, so I just redeployed it. So it started again. Let me clear the logs here. So this is my endpoint, as we saw here, localhost and port is 8775 and your path is routing. So I already formed the endpoint here in Postman. So I'm just sending request with username as Lakshmi. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so you got the log here. Username is received. So what is the username? It is Lakshmi, right? There may be some issue with our data view. Let's try to fix this. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, let's do one thing. Instead of printing these strings and all, let's try to print the variable first. Then let's see this append variable and all. Okay. Vars dot. Once you clicked on vars dot, it will show you what are the variables you have in your flow. So as of now, I have created only one variable, that is username, right? So response is vars dot username. So it will display only username here as your response. Let's try to redeploy this. Okay, now let's test this. Now earlier we got a response. Okay, so this is C. If you can observe, response is Lakshmi. Let's test with another value. Let me give MuleSoft as username here. Let's try to resend it. So you will get response as MuleSoft. So dynamically, whenever we change the value from the query parameter, you will get the same response dynamically here. Even in this logs also, if you can observe, it will show you the variable name, the username which we have given. Okay. So now let's add the choice router. Choice is it's not a connector, it's a core components router which is available. So you can just check for choice. It's just like a switch case. If you are aware of Java, it's just like a switch case. It will check all the conditions which we have given here. Based on that, it will pick that particular flow and it will display that value here. Okay. Here you can change the username, choice, I mean display name. You can check for username. You can change your display name just for our basic understanding. And here by default, one main route will come, one default route will come. So if there is no condition met, it will display the default log. Let's see this, how we can do that. Okay. And so this is your first condition, right? I'll just display one logger here and one transform data view uh, just to differentiate this. Okay, and I would like to add one more router. I will just try to test two flows. See, once you can drag and drop it, if you, this vertical black line is appeared, you can drop there. It will add one more condition. See, now we have two when blocks. When is your conditional block? You need to write the condition. We will see how we can do that. But before that, you need to just frame your flows. You can change this actually the actual logger message, transform message later, but just frame the template first. Okay, so I would like to handle only two flows. two conditions. Whenever if that username the value is coming as Lakshmi, then I would like to display something. Whenever that username variable is coming as MuleSoft, I will display something. Whenever that, or else we can say whenever the username is SAP, we can display SAP training details here. Whenever the username is coming as MuleSoft, we can display MuleSoft course details here. So like that, let's design our flow. And this is a default block. In the default block, we need to just mention one logger, or if you would like to display any default logic, you implement any default logic here, you can do that. Okay. So now let's click on one and each and every when condition. Now you need to provide the expression here. What is the expression here? Now we are capturing this username as in a normal variable here, username, right? So when we need to compare that, whenever the username coming as a MuleSoft, it should display MuleSoft course. Whenever it coming as a SAP, it should display the SAP course. Okay, like that we need to write the condition. Let's see how we can write this. So let's start configuring our choice router conditions now. Okay. So see here, you need to just click on this one, and here you need to write your expression. You can select this function, and we are comparing vars, right? I mean the variable. So to read any variable, the syntax would be vars dot your username. I mean your variable name. So whenever your variable name is, I mean your username is MuleSoft, and you should mention the same case. Okay? I mean, while sending the query parameter, you need to send the value in the same case. So whenever your username variable is equal to MuleSoft, it should invoke this flow. It should display the values here, which we are going to configure. Okay. So let's configure our logger. So I'm just displaying welcome to MuleSoft. And in data view, by default it will come up with Java, right? We need to change it to JSON. And here I will just display one static message now. Welcome to MuleSoft course page. Okay, in the same way, let's configure this. So here you need to configure vars.username equal to SAP. It means like whenever you got SAP as your query parameter, it should go to this flow, it should invoke here. Okay. So let's configure the logger. Welcome to SAP, and in data view also I'm just configuring in the same way. And welcome to SAP course page. Okay, and we need to configure this default also. Here I would like to add one log message. You are in default black. And let me add one more data view in default black also, just to make you understand. Transform message. Okay, here I need to change. See here I would like to display. Please select a course to get the course details or course content. Okay, this is your default block. It means whenever you send MuleSoft, it will display this log message and it will display this welcome to MuleSoft course page. Whenever you send your query parameter as SAP, it will display this logger and it will display the response message like welcome to SAP course page. If you didn't send instead of this MuleSoft or SAP, if you have given any other value in your query parameter, it will come to this default block. It will display this default logger and it will display your default message here. Okay, so let's save our changes. Let's deploy this once. It will automatically deployed. Okay, yeah, now your application is started. Let's go to our Postman and test our work. See here, instead of this default username, I would like to give MuleSoft. So once you click on send, see welcome to MuleSoft course page. because we are sending query parameter as MuleSoft. So it take that query parameter, it saves in this variable, and here we are comparing that variable. If the variable is coming as MuleSoft, it should invoke this flow, right? So that's why it should display this welcome message, log message here in your console. See, welcome to MuleSoft, this log message it is displayed, and this is the response it will send you. Welcome to MuleSoft course page. That is the same response we got here in Postman. Okay, let's test our another condition, SAP. So once we send SAP as your query parameter, once you hit your request, see, it will display welcome to SAP course page, and in console also it should display welcome to SAP. Did you observe the difference here? So this time it is actually displaying welcome to SAP course page. This is the message as a response you will get. Okay, and let's test with the default black also. So we have configured only two conditions. So other than this MuleSoft or SAP, if you have given any other value, it will take you to default flow. See, so here instead of this, I'll give some TIPCO, the course which is not available, the condition which is not available, right? So I'll send here. See, please select a course to get the course content. That is what we have configured in our default block. Response, right? Please select a course to get a course content. If you have given any other value here, any random value here, even though it will take you through this default block, it will display this message and it will display this log message in this console. So we have hit our default block 2 times, right? So you are in default block, you are in default block. Okay, likewise you can utilize this content router functionality. You can use this choice router to apply the content routing functionality in your day-to-day projects. Thank you, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share and like our videos, and if you'd like to go through personal training with us, you can always welcome. You can contact us via our contact page or the last slide which I'm going to display here, so that you can contact us for in-person training. Thank you.